Hello and greetings, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Alicia, and today I'm going to be prepping for our vacation. So we're going to be staying in a couple of Airbnbs within the next week, and I need to prep our food. So for us, for everyone, let's just face it, it's expensive to vacation. It's expensive to vacation as a family of 2 or a family of 10. And where you can save money at is by taking your own food and by taking advantage of the kitchens in your, if you decide to get like a hotel room that has a kitchenette, or if you get an Airbnb or a VRBO or a Vacasa house, always utilize that kitchen that you are paying for. So that is what we are doing. So we'll be gone for 6 nights. So I want to make sure that we have plenty of food. Now we are going to be also going out because it is my vacation too, and I would love to try some local eats. So we are going to factor that in as well, but we're going to have all of our breakfasts in, I believe most of our lunches in or picnicking, and then have 3 to 4, I think 3, I can't remember, 3 or 4 dinners, but a lot of food is going to be taken with us. So I need to start prepping some of the meals today to take with us. And then I'm also going to share with you everything. I'm going to lay out everything because for me, it's easier when everything is laid out and I can see it rather than talk about it. So I'm going to share that with you guys too. But first, I'm going to make breakfast because it is Saturday morning. So I'm going to prep some breakfast for us to eat right now, along with some burritos to take on our trip. So these breakfast burritos I've actually shared in a previous video before, so I'll link that down below, but this is such an easy breakfast idea where I'm going to be using some eggs, some chorizo, shredded cheese, and some potatoes. Roll it up, and I'm going to freeze. We'll eat some this morning because it's hard to say no to chorizo and eggs, but I'm also going to freeze about 10 burritos to bring with us. Dan took all the kids to Target because they have some gift cards from Christmas that they need to use and from their birthday, so they're going and doing some shopping, I guess, to see what they'll come back with. But it's very quiet right now, and I can guarantee you it's not going to be like that here in about an hour or so. So just a heads up. All right, so I made 10 burritos. These I'm gonna freeze. I'm gonna let them cool down though, and then flash freeze them and wrap them. And here's plenty left over, so we're gonna have food, and then anything left over, I'll probably just make more burritos and freeze them just to keep here. So the breakfast burritos are done. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prep what I can bring with me in like packets. So I'm making some packets. I'm gonna bring a Mexican rice packet. I'll put some rice in here with the seasonings, pancakes, so I don't have to bring a whole bunch of ingredients with me. I'm gonna bring it like the base of it in here, and then of course I'll have the wet ingredients to make later. I'm also gonna make an apple crisp on our trip. for a dessert option. So I'm gonna put all of the dry ingredients in here, then of course add on the wet when we're there. And then in here, I'm gonna make some chicken fajitas. So I'm gonna make my own little fajita mix and bring it in this little reusable cup. You've probably seen these if you've ever watched my lunchbox videos. I've used these occasionally, and also my after school snacks video too. So I'm gonna make those right now. Also on these packets, I also put like the instructions so I don't have to bring like any paper or anything. I don't have to refer to a recipe or whatever on my phone. So I know exactly how to make this. So I added all of my ingredients right here. I'm just gonna add what I need to in this pouch. So I'm gonna put some oatmeal in here. I am bringing oatmeal for one of our breakfasts, but I'm gonna bring the exact amount. So I don't wanna bring any extra just so that I don't have a lot of bags going on. So in here, I am gonna put in a 1/3 cup of oats, a 1/2 cup of flour, a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I'm gonna add in some cinnamon. I do think I'm gonna bring this cinnamon because I like having this in my coffee, but I'll just add it here just so it's completed. And I'm gonna just put a little sprinkling of salt in here. All right, so that apple crisp packet is ready to go. I have the other ingredients. I'm gonna bring some diced apples. I will bring a little tiny packet of sugar. But usually some Airbnbs, if they're really good, they have a bunch of different condiments and like pantry staples. So I wouldn't be surprised if I found sugar at these places, but just in case, I'll bring like a little baggie. Cinnamon will also be added in here along with some lemon juice. I'm bringing some lemons with me, and that's it. And I am bringing apples for snacking on, but I will use a couple of them to put in our crisp too. So this is done and ready to go. Let's do the fajita packet right now. So in here, I'm gonna add in some chili powder, some cumin, garlic powder, paprika, some oregano, salt, black pepper, and for a little bit of heat, I'm just gonna add in a little bit of cayenne, but if you like yours really spicy, then do that. Just a little bit of cayenne in there. Fajita packet is done, and I will just add that to my chicken and bell peppers and onions whenever we get to the house. Okay, so now I'm gonna make my pancakes. This one I will link down below. In here, I'm gonna put in 2 cups of flour, my sugar, some baking powder, baking soda, and some salt. And then again, I wrote down what other ingredients I need. I'm gonna need some eggs, so I'll be bringing some eggs, of course. I also will be bringing some butter. The vanilla, I am gonna bring my vanilla. And then some buttermilk. So I usually use white vinegar to make buttermilk with, but because I'm bringing lemons, I'm just gonna sour my milk with some lemon juice. The pancake bag is ready. So for my Mexican rice packet, I like to rinse my rice. So I'm gonna actually rinse it first and let it dry like overnight, and then I'll be adding it to this little bag here. But in here, I'm gonna include some cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, some salt, maybe a little bit of pepper, and then I will bring a tomato sauce can with me along with a chicken broth can to make the Mexican rice with our fajitas that night. And right now I'm gonna make 2 other things. So I'm gonna make a chicken salad. I bought, in my last month's Costco haul, I bought the canned chicken breast. So everyone that I've been reading like on different Reddit threads was saying that for chicken salad, you should be definitely using this type of chicken. So I'm gonna be doing that. I'm also gonna make some really, really delicious brown butter, brown sugar chocolate chip cookies. They have been my go-to the past like 6 weeks, 2 months or so. Browning the butter makes a huge difference. There is a little bit more effort and work involved, but it is worth it. Now I'm just gonna make the dough. I'm gonna freeze it, and then that'll just be a quick dessert option or whatever we want to do with it whenever we go to any of the homes. So I am just gonna make the dough and then freeze it. And I'm pretty much gonna be done after this with at least all the prep work. So after I'm done making the salad and the cookie dough, I'll show you everything that I will have laid out. So here is all that I'm going to be using for my chicken salad. If anyone has ever had the Starbucks chicken salad, this was many years ago. I'm saying like 15 plus years ago. They used to make a delicious chicken salad with tarragon. That's the only thing that's missing from this recipe. I thought I had it in my spice cabinet. I do not. But if you have tarragon, absolutely add it because it makes a world of difference. But here is the canned chicken. I'm using 3 cans that I'm draining right now, and I am gonna kind of chunk it up a little bit more so it's in smaller pieces. I have a couple of stalks of celery that I've diced, some grapes. Now people either like to do grapes or apples, but I'm just gonna stick with grapes because that's what we enjoy. A large lemon, like a huge lemon. I'm just gonna use a little bit for the juice. Mayo, onion powder, salt, and pepper. Just mix it all together and that is it. Again, I'm regretting not having tarragon on me. Ugh, it makes such a difference. So I'm gonna chunk up some more of this chicken just like that, just so there's not large chunks. There we go. So I'm gonna add some mayo. This is a brand new container of mayo. Just gonna eyeball this first, mix it together, then add more if I need to. That's probably maybe half a cup right there. We don't like ours like overly mayo-y, but this might need a little bit more, like maybe a 1/4 cup more. Okay, that should definitely be good. I'm gonna add in a little bit of lemon juice. I'm gonna add in all my seasonings right now so I can mix it together. So some onion powder, because I'm not gonna put raw onion in here. I know a lot of people like diced onion, but I'm not gonna do that. Then some salt, black pepper, missing the tarragon. Does anyone remember that Starbucks recipe? Let me know if you guys have ever tried that. That was so good. I would occasionally buy that on my lunch break when I used to work at Starbucks. And I would only buy it because it was discounted, because it was expensive back then to have to buy a sandwich. I can't imagine what it is now. All right, now I'm gonna add in my celery and grapes. I can hear my little dog coming over here. Thinks I'm doing something with cheese. He's gonna be severely disappointed. And I am gonna use one of my glass Tupperware containers to take that with me. This is gonna be either for like a lunch or a snack, mainly for me and my husband. My kids might try some of this too. There's plenty, so. But at least it gives us another meal lunch option. All right, let me try. Let's try a little ton of it. Now I did find some cranberries in the pantry, like a little bit that I might just throw in here just so I can get rid of the bag.
Are we gonna need to add more stuff on the chicken, I guess?
Yeah. Maybe some cranberries?
Okay.
I'm gonna add the rest of the cranberries. I don't have much left. I have like maybe just literally a handful. All right.
Oh, money did. It's like, this is my food now.
All right, this will be way better when it's cold. All right, so that's in there. I'm gonna close this up and I'm gonna put this in the fridge. Last thing to make, guys, some cookie dough. This brown butter, brown sugar, chocolate chip cookie recipe is so delicious. Now, like I said, it does take a little bit more work because we are going to brown this butter. And browning butter usually takes about 10 minutes to brown. And then I have to wait another 10 minutes to cool it, because if I add in all the ingredients like the egg, I don't want that to scramble, but also when I add in my chocolate chips, I don't want it to melt either. So it does, like I mentioned, take a little bit of effort, but totally worth it. And the other reason I'm not baking these guys is because I want to see what they do when they're frozen. Now I imagine it's going to be the same thing, but I've never frozen melted butter like dough like this before, so I just want to see if the outcome is still similar, mainly so that if you guys ever decide to make this and freeze it, I'm mainly the guinea pig here, so we'll know how it all turns out. It should be like just fine, but just to try, just to experiment to see how it works frozen. So I'm gonna let this guy melt down, and I will come over here and stir it pretty frequently just to make sure it's not like burning on the bottom. But once this stick of butter has melted down, I am gonna lower the heat a little bit because I don't want it to burn. So I did set a 9-minute timer because it was already going for about a minute. But you can see I have under 2 minutes left. It's starting to brown and foam up really nicely. So we're almost there, and it's getting hard to see the bottom. You can't really see the bottom, but it is definitely browning. It's over low heat. And then once this is completely browned, I'm gonna move it to a bowl to cool it for about 10 minutes. You can actually see it the bottom a little bit whenever I'm stirring, how it's browning. So it's basically done. I have 30 seconds left, but I am going to turn the heat off right now and move it over. And this is only a small batch, by the way, so this makes 9 large cookies. I make them really large, but if you prefer like more smaller cookies, this will probably make about, I would say, a dozen. Probably a dozen smaller, like normal size cookies. All right, now I'm just gonna let this chill out for 10 minutes. Okay, so this is chilled for 10 minutes. Now I'm gonna add in the rest of the ingredients and I'll write it all down in the description box below. Brown sugar. Oh, I wish I could bake these right now and eat them. These are so delicious, you guys. An egg, along with some vanilla. You guys know I do not enjoy measuring, so about a teaspoon. Add in some flour, some baking soda, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Just do a little crackling like that. Also guys, if you're gonna not freeze these, you need to chill the dough for about 15 minutes before you bake them. But we obviously are going to skip that part and go straight to freezing. All right, now I'm gonna add in the chocolate chips. I put like in the description 1/2 cup to 1 cup. Do whatever is good to you. I don't like too many. So this is probably like 1/2 cup, 3/4 of a cup. And that is it. So then I'm just gonna put this in saran wrap and freeze it. And then it defrosts super fast in the fridge whenever we are ready to use it. I like to make it like into a disc. That's how I make all my dough usually, into like just a round disc, because it defrosts easier that way if it's flatter. There we go. Probably wrap this one more time, but that's it. And into the freezer it goes. So here is literally, I think, everything spread out minus the egg and chorizo burritos. Those are still freezing, and the frozen cookie dough that is freezing right now as we speak. But I believe I have everything out, so let me just go over this with you really quickly. I did make a little quick trip to Costco. I got a tri-tip. I am gonna grill some tri-tip one of the nights, and I am gonna throw on the Santa Maria seasoning. It is so good. I'm gonna move this into a little baggie though, so I don't have to bring this whole thing. I got a bunch of stuff for s'mores, so this is already from when we made s'mores about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer. So we're just gonna use the rest of these guys up, but I did pick up some little peanut butter cups and some Hershey bars, along with a fresh box of graham crackers from Aldi. So I did do another like mini Aldi haul too. I also have some crackers here. This was left over from a past Costco haul. You saw me open that when I made the chicken salad. So gonna bring that. I also have a gallon of milk. We're probably gonna need more. My husband's like, don't worry about all the food. If we need to pick up more, we'll pick up more. But the thing is, I already have all this food here. I hate having to re-buy something I already know I have. So I'm just gonna have to get over that. We're probably gonna have to buy some more milk. I did pick up some Cheez-Its knockoff brand from Aldi. I have a large 10-pound bag of russet potatoes. So I used 2 of those potatoes for the breakfast burritos. I'm also gonna make some baked potatoes for our side for tri-tip, and I'm gonna make some potato wedges because we're gonna have some hamburgers too. Some goldfish, a wide variety of chips, and they all look so good. I didn't realize they got that many chips, but those are just plain tortilla chips right there. Jalapeno ranch, some regular barbecue, and then these look so good. These are loaded bacon and cheddar chips. Oh my gosh, those sound so good. I'm also gonna be bringing some Vital Proteins. I'm gonna move this into a little baggie because me and my husband both put this in our coffee in the morning. So I'm gonna bring some of that along with this whole thing of cinnamon. I'm just gonna bring this whole thing. Moving on down, some heavy whipping cream for coffee, for eggs, some cream cheese because I do have some frozen bagels that we'll be bringing along with us for our breakfast. Sour cream for eggs, baked potatoes. These are for my husband. I found them at Aldi. Excited to try those strawberry pretzels. I grabbed these I think it was last year or maybe the year before. I brought some homemade blueberry muffins, which are incredible, but I didn't really have any time to make my own, so I grabbed these little mini ones. One of the meals I'm making are chicken fajitas, so I put 2 packages of my frozen chicken breasts in a baggie because I cut them and usually these always leak, so they are in a storage bag. And to go with the fajitas, some bell peppers. These are my last ones left over from my Costco haul, along with an onion. And of course, my fajita seasoning. Some bacon, because we are having bacon one morning. Also bringing along this chicken sausage, you guys. This stuff, I saved this just to show you guys. This chicken sausage is bomb. This is the only one that my daughter eats. So, so good. And then underneath it is a French toast bake. I made this a couple of months ago. It's been sitting in my freezer, beckoning me to make it, so it's happening on our trip. I have some sliced cheese back here. I might need to add in a little bit more sliced cheese to go with the turkey and the ham for sandwiches or wraps. I do have all of my packages here. So my pancake package, apple crisp package, our oatmeal, because I am making some oatmeal for breakfast. I'm putting this over here because I'm still letting my rice dry out, but for some Mexican rice. You guys saw me make that chicken salad. Back there, I have some Aldi dressing. That's our favorite dressing because we are going to have a side salad with our tri-tip. Last time in my video, because I rewatched my videos just because sometimes I put tips in there, and I mentioned I wish I had brought some like hot sauce. So I am bringing not only salsa, but hot sauce. So Cholula is coming with us. And we're trying to cut back on seed oils, so I don't know what the Airbnbs will provide. So I am going to be bringing my own avocado oil. Usually they do include like some type of cooking oil, but I don't know what it is. So I'm just to be safe, I'm gonna bring my avocado oil. I also have some eggs down here. I don't think I'm gonna bring all of them. I need to double check my menu though, but we are gonna bring some eggs along with some butter, some peanut butter. Okay, real quick, I have to talk about this. If you buy natural peanut butter or organic peanut butter, you know that the oil always sits on the top. I had found on a thread, or maybe it was a video or something, to keep your peanut butter upside down before you open it. And this totally works. The oil like spreads throughout so it doesn't get all hard. You know, if you open it, usually at the bottom when you're almost done, the bottom is like super hard. You can't like get anything out of it. This is not the case when you turn it upside down like that. So definitely give that a try. I am gonna bring some vanilla. Maybe I'll put this in a little package. I don't know, we'll see about that. Along with some jelly. This is almost out. Some garlic parmesan. This is definitely gonna go into a little baggie for my potato wedges. I have some chicken broth and some tomato sauce that goes into the Mexican rice. I do have these little condiment cups because I'm going to do some maple syrup, mayo, and mustard in these cups. This I found at Aldi. I thought my husband would love this in his wraps. It's like a horseradish cream sauce. That sounds incredible. Almond milk, this is all my husband uses for his coffee. I mentioned some burgers. These Wagyu burgers are it. You guys are so good. I'm not gonna bring this whole sleeve. I am gonna bring about half of them for burgers for dinner. I have some avocados down there, some tomatoes, and of course some berries. So this is all gonna be gone for sure by the time of our trip ends. Some lemons, limes, and an additional onion for maybe our burgers. A whole sleeve of these carrots, a large package of, what are these, strawberries? Now we are growing cucumbers, but we've been giving a lot of our cucumbers away. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we may not have any for our trip. So I got these snacking ones just in case. Hopefully I get at least a couple more cucumbers by the time we leave. Some Honeycrisp apples, not only to snack on, but for my dessert as well. Some green onion for eggs or for our baked potatoes. I also got some radishes here that would go really good with our fajitas or even on the green salad. Some spinach for salads, for our sandwiches and wraps. Some bananas, spring mix. I'm also bringing this fly. I'm also bringing some coffee, of course. So I'm probably gonna bring a little bit more of this, but this is whole bean coffee. I am gonna bring our grinder too. I'll probably add a little bit more beans in there so that we don't have to bring this whole bag back with us. A pineapple that I will cut up over there. Some wine. Now we are going to be hitting up wine country, but we might want to bring some of those bottles back home with us to have like at a later date. So I am bringing the boxed wine that we get from Costco because it is very, very drinkable. and then a large thing of grapes. We already went through our Costco grapes that I had purchased maybe like a couple weeks ago, so I bought some more. We go through food so fast. And then this is our bread section. So I have some, just a loaf of bread, some bagels that were in my freezer, plain and Parmesan, some Hawaiian rolls. So this is a large 2-pack. So we're gonna serve some with our dinner, with our tri-tip, and then I'll make some sliders too the next day, I believe. For our burgers, I'm gonna use these brioche burger buns. And we usually don't use these for burgers, but because they're in my freezer, why not? We usually use these for tavern sandwiches or chicken sandwiches, but these will be delicious with hamburgers. And I also have some tortillas right here for wraps or more burritos or whatever, and then some actual wraps. I never usually get these because I just prefer to use tortillas because that's what I like to have on hand. But because it's kind of a special occasion, I did pick up these spinach wraps from Aldi. There are, I think, are there 6 in here? How many? Yep, there are 6 of the wraps in here, so these will make decent sized wraps. And so I believe this is it, hopefully, as far as food goes. Now the reason I have all of this out like this is because I'll be able to put it away in sections so that like half of this stuff doesn't go in one fridge and half of it goes in the other fridge. What I'm gonna do is stick all of this stuff that I'm taking with me on one fridge shelf. So my outdoor fridge is gonna be our travel fridge, I guess. And then I'll have also one shelf in my freezer for all of our freezer items so that everything is all together. So when I go to pack our cooler, everything is put together. I'm not running around searching for all of the items. All right, so we are in my garage right now. So here is the shelf of all the things. I couldn't fit everything up here, so I'm gonna take everything on this shelf, and then whatever is in this drawer right here, that is coming with me. And in this freezer, I've decided to bring gallon jugs instead of like separate water bottles. That's what we usually do, and we freeze them. But I'm gonna bring a couple of these guys frozen, and then we'll use them for like drinking, of course, and coffee. And I believe these guys, yep, they're done. So I just need to wrap them and stick them in the other freezer. Let me show you the other freezer. Okay, and here, this one, here's the shelf with everything else. So we got our cookie dough. I am gonna bring some these are not frozen yet, but they're gonna be some Go-Gurts. I have some of our burger patties in there, and then everything else beneath it. So this is the entire thing that I'm bringing with us. For here really quickly, this is the big igloo cooler that we got from Costco. I'm not gonna move it because that is being held up by this, but it's super large. So we're gonna bring that. This is gonna be our first trip using it. Really, really excited. And some other things that I am gonna be bringing along, I found these at Target. These are ice packs, so I think I need to just stick these in the freezer. There are 8 of them in here. I'm bringing along some games. My friend told me about this one right here. So gonna give that a try probably before we leave, just me and my husband, but she said it's awesome. Bringing Phase 10, super fun game. I think a couple of the Airbnbs already have games, but just in case, this one's really fun. I'm also including a medicine kit, I guess you could say, and a first aid kit. So all of our medicines, Band-Aids, alcohol wipes, just in case, because you never know. And then some more cooking essentials. So I am gonna bring my own saran wrap, parchment paper, some foil, and I am bringing a skillet that I'm used to cooking in. And I'm also gonna bring a non-stick skillet as well, but it's dirty. But once it's washed, we'll bring that. Of course, some bug spray because we're doing a lot of outdoor activities, which I'm thrilled about. Some bags, so I have some gallon bags in here along with some sandwich baggies and quart-sized bags for just in case, along with 2 foil pans. And the very last thing, I found this at Costco. I thought this was so cool. So there are gonna be several days where we're gonna be having picnics either on the beach or in the mountains. And instead of bringing like a hard-sided cooler, this backpack is incredible. So it is again from Costco. It's super deep. It's insulated really nicely. And then here, let me set you up so you can see the bottom. There's a zipper down here too. So for like drinks or maybe some more ice packs or something. We're not huge like drink fans. We just only do like water, milk, coffee, that type of stuff. So probably ice packs and other types of foods, but thought this was amazing, really good find, really good quality too. That is so cool. I didn't even notice that. Can you see that little bottle opener? That's awesome. Anyway, so got that at Costco. So I think we're pretty much set as far as food goes. Of course, clothing is a different monster, right, all in itself. I don't have to pack too many clothes though, just because there's washer and dryers in all the Airbnbs, which is another great reason to get an Airbnb. And I guess this is where we're gonna close out. Okay, you guys, so that is it for this video. All I really have to do is pack all this stuff up in bags and the cooler, of course. But by the time you see this video, we'll already be on vacation, but I hope to be sharing some little tidbits over on Instagram. So if you're not following me, I will link that down below. Otherwise, please subscribe so that you can see how our vacation meals work out for us, because that video will come out maybe in 3 weeks or so. I have to give me some time to get back from actual vacation and then edit it. But subscribe, please, if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Oh, love you.